Ladies and gentlemen, like Wonder Woman on my t-shirt here, I too was ready for action when I sat down with my mate in Leicester Square at the View Cinema to watch Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. What did I think? Oh, God.
I've been following you for some time.
Do I know you?
I know you, Snake Eyes.
Yeah, you know something, guys? That particular scene I just drooled all over when Ursula Corbero says those magic words wasn't even in the film. Now, I did nod off for about 5 minutes during the movie. No word of a lie, I did. And when I woke up again, it might have been there, but I didn't see that particular moment. I was kind of waiting for it to happen, but you know what? Even Ursula Corbero could not save this movie. Oh my God, Robert Schwenke. I think I've just killed his surname there, but seriously, this guy's killed action movies. This is the same dude responsible for the Bruce Willis vehicles, Red. Now, the Red movies aren't that bad, actually. In terms of the cast they had and the action they executed, pretty well done, I gotta say. But with this particular cast, I don't know what went wrong. Now, I'm not holding Henry Golding, Andrew Koji, or Samara Weaving to task. Definitely not. It is not their fault, so the blame is not on them. I'll say it's the director, the direction they're taking this. I mean, when there's a lot of confusion about this movie, you say Snake Eyes, you think of the Nicolas Cage, Brian De Palma classic movie in the 1996, I think it was, 97. Really, that's a really great film. Watch that Snake Eyes. Don't watch this Snake Eyes. I can't believe I'm even saying this. I was hoping for at least a decent action film, but honestly, the action, while it's not too much shaky cam, I think it's just very bad editing, and you can see there are a lot of times in the movie where that something's about to happen, like a stabbing motion, but then it suddenly switches to something else. So it makes me think if there's going to be a director's cut, like a higher rating than usual, that might reinstill the faith in G.I. Joe fans that there was something here in the making. I'll tell you something else as well. I noticed there was a scene in the movie, like earlier on, where we see it again about 5 scenes later, but it's just dark this time. It's just nighttime rather than daytime when we first saw that scene. It's just really lazy movie making. I can't believe it. It's awful. And look, I'm not a G.I. Joe expert. I'm aware of the character. I know Marvel. I was thinking about it for a few days now because I did a G.I. Joe review for Rise of Cobra from 2009. And I was mentioning that this G.I. Joe IP could have been a franchise to rival Marvel, but then Marvel had published some of Hasbro's comics back in the mid-80s. So I knew the alarm bells were kind of going off there when I was thinking about that. But even if this was bought by Marvel, there's nothing they can do to revitalize this franchise. Honestly, Rise of Cobra, Retaliation, those, say what you like about those movies, at least they had fun and they treated the characters with respect mostly. But I say Cobra and definitely also Snake Eyes and definitely Storm Shadow are really good characters in those films. In this film, he is, well, I guess he's a shadow of his former self. Andrew Koji he's a good actor and he can do the best of what he can in this particular role. Samara Weaving as Scarlet, I don't know what happened to her. She pops in for 3 scenes and that's it. I don't understand it. Like one of the most iconic characters. Rachel Nichols had more mileage on this character in Rise of Cobra than poor Samara Weaving did with her elfin anime-like face for this particular role. I don't get it. And Baroness, okay, Ursula Corbero, she looks the part. We hear that her character is a real badass bitch in this movie. You know, she's the head of Cobra. She does terrible things. We don't see those things. At least with Sienna Miller in Rise of Cobra, we get to see a bit of her origin of her character of Baroness. You know, we get to see her with her husband, who she then kills, like stone cold female assassin, and she's really, really badass in that movie. She tries to take out her ex-lover, Channing Tatum, has a really good fisticuffs with Rachel Nichols as Scarlet, that's the much better version of that character. Probably in the comics and the anime or the animation, she's a lot more ruthless, but here, she's just a damp squib, unfortunately. Again, no fault of the actress who plays her. So, while I think there might not be a director's cut of Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins, from what I've heard, a sequel idea was pitched, but then it was swiftly rejected. I'm not surprised. I mean, this movie made what? $13 million in its opening box office. And Henry Golding, yes, he is a race swap for the character of Snake Eyes, who is blonde, blue-eyed, and is disfigured. So, you know, despite the good looks, well, he once had, he's completely disfigured. He can't see from what I remember. So in this version, Henry Golding is the complete opposite of all of that. And there's another thing that really bothered me about Henry Golding's performance in this as well. Apart from the fact he just looked as committed as a snail was to a French restaurant's dining habits, this is more of a case of he's switching between an American accent and an English accent. And I even said this in one of my trailers. Drop the English accent, Henry. It doesn't suit you for this particular movie. So why he felt he had to switch between an American and an English accent, I don't get it. Because his American accent is actually not that bad. And it would have made sense for him to carry on with that regional accent throughout the whole movie. And none of the movie made sense. I mean, he goes to Japan, you know, he meets this big badass grandma who doesn't want him as part of her clan, but then this is baddie that he met in LA that now comes over to Japan because it's after this mystical gemstone that wreaks havoc the minute you touch it. And then, of course, they're actually bringing snakes. Not one, but 3 giant snakes. I shit you not. I just could not believe what I was seeing. I thought to myself, am I watching a mystical kung fu action movie from the 90s, or am I watching a G.I. Joe film? And really, it's the former, not the latter. The only references we get to G.I. Joe are the fact that Cobra is mentioned, the Joes I think are mentioned as by that particular name at the end. Yeah, there is. There's a mention of Joes. That's it. There's like 2 or 3 references, and that is it. So, any hopes that can revitalize this franchise, this IP, it's not going to happen. I'll just say watch Retaliation, watch Rise of Cobra. You'll have a more fun time with those. So guys, it pains me to say, and you know, poor Ursula Corbero, even her sexiness couldn't save this movie, but damn, she looked good in a couple of scenes. This is just going to get probably the lowest rating I've dished out to a film, and actually Ava was probably 2 hot dogs out of 5, and this, I'm afraid, is going to be the same. So there you have it, folks. That was my quick reaction and review to Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. Has nothing to do with the franchise whatsoever. Hasbro, you should be ashamed of yourselves. But on that one, folks, if you enjoyed this review today, please hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you on my next review.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed.